Welcome, Survivor, to Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead. Take any sci-fi scenario from a zombie plague to predatory alien plants and everything in between. They're all here, presented in glorious, imagination-expanding ASCII graphics, and you must find a way to live through all of them. Not all survivors are made equal, however. You might make a mutant martial artist, or maybe a cannibalistic cyborg, or perhaps your avatar will be a schizophrenic chain smoker named Dave, who'll wake up as all do, in the Aavak shelter. From there, the world's your oyster, albeit a zombie-infected post-apocalyptic one. What will you do first? Try to build alliances with other survivors? Or are you more of a lone wolf, and already setting your sights on raiding the nearest town for supplies? But regardless what you choose, the world beyond the Aavak shelter is a dangerous one. So finding or making a weapon using the rich crafting system should be a high priority. A few houses into the nearest town and you'll likely have better clothes, makeshift weapons, and probably a few cuts and bruises. But better armed you may be, fighting the nearest zombie horde may still be a little bit beyond you. First you'll want to gather supplies, such as food and medicine, and maybe even start to improve a few skills. But you'll have to consider where to stockpile these supplies you're gathering. A base to call your own. You might simply repurpose an existing building for this task, but there's nothing stopping you from building your own zombie-proof fort out in the wilderness. And with hunting, or building traps, soon you could be all but self-sufficient, living off the bounty that nature provides, just as long as no giant worms show up to ruin your day. There's no reason to wait around for the horrors of the Cataclysm to come to you, though. Raiding some of the more exotic locations can be very profitable, from the weapons found in military camps to experimental technology in labs. But be careful, not all of the facilities have laid dormant since the world ended. However, not everything will be within easy walking distance of your base, and with the right tools, perhaps you could repair one of the numerous wrecked cars, or, given enough skill and resources, you could even try a hand at designing your own. Anything from a fortified scooter to a mobile death fortress. Your imagination is the only limit. But what of the spoils from these distant conquests, you ask? What are you meant to do with the flasks of mutagen and bionic implants you found? Well, you blindly start drinking and installing them, of course. It may be true that not all survivors are made equal, but there's nothing to stop Dave from making a few adjustments post-character creation. He could become the mutant or cyborg he's always dreamt of being. Though be aware that playing God comes with its own risks. Then, finally, after a bit of work and a lot of luck, you've made it, and Dave is a solar-powered, hooved blade master living out of the back of a death wagon. But what now? Well, the end game is as vast and varied as you care to make it. Perhaps you'd like to focus your efforts on something down to earth, like clearing a town of all infected and setting up a haven for your NPC allies and their faction. Or maybe you're more of an artifact hunter, committed to uncovering secrets both ancient and alien in anomalies and temples strewn about the world. Whatever you plan on doing, the world is practically infinite, so you'll never run out of interesting places to go and dangerous things to do when you get there. So go on, see how long you can survive in the Cataclysm.